Don't see Mr. Funwell. I was hoping to meet him today. Is that right in your eyes? It looks like.
Good right now.
Okay, I'd like to call this meeting. We gather together to make decisions for our community. May we use only our best skills and judgment, keeping our minds and hearts impartial. Let us always act in accordance with what is best for our community and our fellow citizens. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Council President Nancy Kovat.
Here.
Vice President Danielle Fisher. Here. William Oates.
Here.
David Tyler.
Here.
Kevin Brannon.
Here.
Lisa Chartle. And Jeremy Up.
Here.
Mayor Baumgarten.
Here.
Eileen O'Malley. Michael Foot.
Here.
Dennis Biondo.
Here.
Ken Truber. Paul Wittmeyer.
Here.
Jason Stanton. Here.
Okay, there's a public notice. An executive session was held this evening at 6 p.m. for the purpose of collecting information or educating agency members about an issue. There are no revisions or additions to in the agenda. We have the public comment portion of the meeting. If there's on agenda items, if anybody would like to address council on agenda items, please step to the podium, state your name and address. There being no one to comment, we'll move to public presentation. The mayor has a Public Works Week proclamation.
Whereas Public Works professional focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Castle Shannon. Whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of Public Works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential to our citizens. Whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in Castle Shannon to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2025 marks the 65th annual National Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association / Canadian Public Works Association, be it now resolved. I, Donald Baumgarten, Mayor, do hereby designate the week of May 18 to 24, 2025 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the sustainable contributions they make to protect our national health. Substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing quality of life for all. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the Borough of Castle Shannon to be affixed, done at the Borough Council's 28th day of April, 2025. Amen.
Thank you very much. If everyone has had a chance to review the minutes from the April 14th meeting. If there's no additions or corrections, I need a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Administration, we have ordinance number 942. It's the State of Pennsylvania Act 131 of 2024 and Borough Ordinance number 942. The act, which took effect December 30th, 2024, allows boroughs to increase the maximum allowable compensation for borough officials. The maximum allowable compensation for borough officials has not been updated since 1995. For mayors, boroughs with a population of 5,000 or more but less than 10,000 were capped at $5,000 per year. Act 131 sets the new maximum at $8,385 per year. For council members, boroughs with a population of 5,000 or more but less than 10,000 were capped at $2,500 per year. Act 131 sets the new maximum at $4,190 per year. The motion, I'd like to make a motion to move to enact ordinance 942, increasing the maximum allowable compensation for borough officials. Do I have a motion?
Should say in that act that my
What's
salary is not 8,300, it's going to be the same as council. Right? That, in that,
This is what the act provides for.
That is correct. The ordinance provides that the mayor's salary is the same as council. That's always been, that's the prior ordinance, and that is what this ordinance would Yeah.
it would be the same as council, right?
be. Correct.
Well, it said,
So
it's in here, then
the
it's,
public doesn't understand it. I'm not getting 8,300.
yeah, that's this, on this, it says that their maximum is $8,385.
That's the max.
It's the maximum. The
Okay.
mayor does not have to
Okay,
receive the
so,
maximum.
but then you don't have to, you can,
Well, okay, but I just didn't want people to think that I would be making the 83, 85. That's, but I've always done the same as council.
Mayor's always received, the mayor's salary has always been set at the same as members of council. And
okay.
this, the ordinance that is in front of you today would continue that.
Because even under the prior system, my salary was higher than council's. I still took the council salary. Even prior to that.
With it, but yeah, this is just setting the new maximum for, you know, if somebody comes after you, they might.
I'll make the motion, Madam President.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We have the note the closure of the sidewalk adjacent to Ice Castle. The condition of the site has deteriorated to a point where public safety is a concern. Staff requests council's consideration to close the sidewalk until such a time when the party responsible can stabilize the hillside and repair the sidewalk. You want to have any comment on that, Mr. Manager? I know that there's a lot of fighting about who owns the property there, so there's why this has taken so long to be addressed.
Madam President, last summer, as council recall, we were made aware of the sidewalk posing a health public safety concern.
That's me. It's me.
And at that time, council took emergency action to do a temporary repair.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the hillside has continued to slough off and has caused damage to that sidewalk once again. Staff has asked council to consider that as a public safety hazard and to officially close that sidewalk off until we can work with the property owner, the adjacent property owner, to determine what's happening, get that hillside stabilized, and then hopefully incorporated into the next phase of the streetscape project.
Any questions? If not, I need a motion to authorize the borough manager to close the sidewalk adjacent to the Ice Castle until further notice.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Planning Commission Chair is recommending the appointment of Patrick Fanuela to fill the current vacancy on the Planning Commission. The vacancy was caused by the resignation of Louis Wehar, whose term expires on December 31st, 2026. So I need a motion to appoint Patrick Fanuela to serve on the board's Planning Commission, filling the vacancy of Louis Wehar and serving for the remainder of his term.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. There's no bid awards, contracts, or resolutions. County committee reports, community engagement events. Do we have a community day report?
Just that, Community Day is moving along nicely. I think they've got just about everything buttoned down on it. There might be a couple of questions here or there, but May 31st.
Okay, Did we button down on the laser light show?
The contract has been delivered to us, and I believe the down payment was part of this month's check registry. So once we approve that, that'll be submitted and we will be moving forward. Yes.
You have bands in line and
The bands are already confirmed. We have, and I'm sorry, I don't have to off the top of my head. We have, who's from Cassie?
Yeah, I don't remember. Rough.
well, there's two.
There's two bands, yes.
And
And then we're going to be reaching out to School Rock here shortly to see if they're interested in coming up in the early afternoon to fill a little bit of time. So yeah, there'll be entertainment. We were finalizing, there'll be bounce houses. There'll be plenty of activities for the kids. We have a magician. We have, I believe, a balloon artist. There's a couple other people. I forget who else is all
Magician.
scheduled. Yeah, the magician. There's one other. There'll be face painting for the kids. So there'll be lots of activities for the kids, food trucks. It should be a good day.
okay. Thank
So
you.
those, just one comment, those bounce houses are kept inflated with generators?
Yes, we will be renting a generator for,
Are they gonna be basically put on like a plywood or something to protect the turf?
It's one generator that we're running cords to.
it's a towable generator, which will stay on the walking path because we're going to shut down the walking path towards like the tennis court area. So it'll be kept on the walking path. That'll be powering the inflatables. That will also power the laser light tech company. So yeah, we will not. Yep, no damage to the turf.
So I just wanted to make people aware in a minute that in lieu of fireworks, because of the inability to find a place that we can shoot them off at, we looked at other options, and the laser light show appeared to be an interesting option. So that's what we're going with this year, and I think it'd be kind of fun, be novel, and have an appeal
Yep.
to
Big 30-foot screen. They're going to be
yeah.
shot off on.
So, okay, thank you. Finance, we reviewed the check registers there.
Register review the 18th of April and the 25th. I verified a piece of information with the manager prior to this meeting, and no other questions.
Okay, then I need a motion to authorize the payment of all outstanding bills and invoices. All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Thank you, motion carries. HR personnel, there's nothing there. We're still working on our handbook, planning and codes. Anything there?
Nothing at this time.
No? Any news on the property on Castle Shannon Boulevard that you had to?
No, it seems like it did some cleaning up, but I have nothing confirmed at
Okay,
this point.
thank you. Public safety?
So a couple of things, Madam President. One, to dovetail off of the discussion on Ice Castle sidewalk, Pennsylvania Water was there digging today, doing some exploratory work. They're trying to determine who is or who is not responsible for the water going into the property. So I think it was just a one-day job. I don't expect them to come back. So I don't, and of course, I don't know the results. And the second thing I'm working on is that the police department is working on planned infrastructure to secure the assets at Hamilton Park. I'm requesting council authorize the manager to take action to further that plan.
So, anybody have any questions to the chief? I know we have a huge investment up in that park and, it's not secured at this point. So I think it's in our best interest that we move forward as quickly as possible to get cameras and security up there. So I would like a
I'll
motion.
make that motion to allow the manager to procure some, the proper security cameras to protect our investment.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you so much. Motion carries.
Second. Chief, on those cameras, where's the feed go to if there's something going on, late at night or early in the morning?
They are not monitored. It's two things. It's crime prevention, just having people know that there are cameras there. And then it's for criminal investigation afterwards. So it's reporting any activity up there.
Okay, so if something's happening live, there's no one that knows about it? Okay.
But somebody can watch it.
Somebody can watch it. Yes. We do have some cameras in the borough, Mr. Seiler, that are monitored. But somebody has to be in front of the camera.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure if there was, I guess maybe like a motion sensor I'm thinking of. If something's going on down there, it would.
That's what activates the camera. So
Okay.
if they're not running all the time, that there has to be something going on for them to report.
Okay, fire department, chief?
Madam President, Councilman, Mr. Kessel Shannon, thank you for allowing me to attend. Just give a quick brief update. The incidents this month, we've had a total of 16 total calls this month. 13 of them in Castle Shannon, one in Baldwin Township, and we visited our neighbors twice. We had one small little fire at 250 Mount Lebanon Boulevard. We were assisted by our friends at both Mount Lebanon and Dorm 1 fire departments. The fire was quickly extinguished and contained to the TNA bedroom. No injuries reported. In-house fire trainings for the month of April. On Monday, the 14th, firefighters reviewed SCBA's, our self-contained breathing apparatus, where they improved their skills with donning the apparatus. They reviewed the buddy breathing system, and they did some air drills. Got familiar with the buddy breathing apparatus that we've updated on all our packs just recently. This was all in preparation for annual SCBA recertification. So anybody that wants to maintain their interior firefighting status will have to do this recertification on an annual basis. So we're in the midst of doing that. Last week, we had 60% participation from firefighters that came down and got recertified. The following Monday, or this past Monday, the 21st, firefighters completed, this past Monday, firefighters completed their SCBA self-contained breathing apparatus annual recertification. Again, 60% turned out to get recertified. Some of the things that you have to do to be recertified is donning it safely, calling out key SCBA indicators like how much air is in the bottle versus what's on the pack itself. Complete several firefighter skills like climbing a ladder, reaching a wall, and a couple others, advancing a hose. So we had good participation at those two fire schools. We're actually running a special fire school tonight. Firefighters are at the field working on their turntable and basket, so they're being introduced to the truck, the turntable and basket. This will take them a couple of months to get recertified as they go out and hit different buildings in the borough, operate the aerial device, and do some simulated air rescues, and just putting it up for waterway operations. Outside training, firefighters are just about finished. They got one more class of Mod 3 of firefighting of essentials before moving on to hazmat ops for Mod 4. So this is they're completing the 3 of 4 modules. Again, they'll have a little break in the summer and then they'll get back at it early fall. By November, we should have 4 new interior firefighters.
Great.
2 of them will be junior firefighters. They will be turning 18 at the most optimum time. So once they turn 18, they can go and do their final burn, which is required to be an interior firefighter in the state of Pennsylvania, and is part of our SATs as well. So we will have 40 firefighters by December 1st. Miscellaneous items, we're close to taking delivery of the new engine. We just kind of did a final review on everything today. The compartmentalization really turned out nice. So we're hoping for the week of May 7th or the following week to take delivery. We're just trying to work out a couple of little small details with the not the distributor, but I guess the manufacturer and people we bought the truck off of fast, just to make sure that they have drivers available to bring the trucks in, bring the truck in. So again, we're hoping for May 7th or the following week. So we're still working on that. I will send out an email and notify Michael so that we can, anybody interested in coming down and seeing it arrive in that evening, that'd be great. We'll have some cookies and chocolate, I guess, available. Unfortunately, we have no new members this month for the month of April. We do have 2 applications on my desk. We'll be talking to those members here in May, and hopefully we can bring them in. One is an associate, one would be a junior firefighter. So the timing's right for the junior firefighters. Junior firefighters, I always tell them their schoolwork comes first, so they haven't been as active as they had been earlier in the school year. So we're focusing on their studies. We'll see them come doing more come around more with school letting out. And as always, I appreciate everything you guys do for us. If there's anything we can help with the fire department on community day, just
Anybody have any questions for the chief? No? Thank you again. Public Works.
Nothing.
Okay, board reports, I have nothing for ACBA. Civil service, nothing. Economic development.
Nothing for economic development, but I do have CSRC. I attended their meeting on April 23rd here at the Borough Building. Traditional meeting, roll call, treasurer's report, bills paid. Talked about soldiers, banners, stars and stripes, Willow Wonderland. They're in the process of putting a committee together, looking at a mural to have painted somewhere in the borough. I'm not exactly sure where, but they're doing research on that. Stream cleanup, they will announce, they were thinking about May, might go a little bit later other than that. And there was also a motion to approve the invoice for the new stage that CSRC purchased through the borough. And for the borough purchase through CSRC, it'll be reimbursed through, CSRC will reimburse the borough for the stage, which will be used at Community Day. That was approved at that meeting. The next meeting is May 14th up here at the Borough Building, and they did indicate that there is a Community Day meeting this Wednesday at 7 p.m. here also at the Borough Building.
Okay, thank you. Library, Lisa's not here. Mary, do you have anything from the library?
Just a couple of things. Jerry Grandazzo, 913 Arch Avenue, and I'm here on behalf of the library as Board of Trustees, Vice President. Our meeting this week, this Thursday, May 1st, for the Board of Trustees as it's 7 o'clock. And I understand we're going to have the illustrious borough manager in attendance. We're looking forward to that. Thank you for that. Also, the Friends Group is having a meeting Tuesday, May 6th. That's at 7 o'clock. We're going to have a lot of reporting to do on a few of their past events. The latest one was the flea market, which was a few weeks ago, and they raised $1,400 for the library. I'm happy to report. So they just keep upping the ante every event they have, and we're so appreciative of that. They add so much to our library. Publicly on that. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions from Aaron?
And in behalf of just a citizen of the borough, I just wanted to mention to council, I've had 2 recent complaints about Vinnie's window with the Christmas paper.
We're
on the
working on it,
window.
yes.
And both of them said how bad it looks when you are sitting there at the light to have Christmas paper in the window. So
Yeah.
I just want to pass that along.
Yeah, we've got ordered, have they been ordered?
Madam President, that order was placed this morning.
Oh, great. They'll be happy about
It
that.
was, to find out something that was neutral would last, has taken a lot of decision time, so we went really neutral.
I'm sure these people will appreciate that. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I had a few people comment to me also. Medical Rescue Team South, since Dan isn't here, I don't know if you have anything from the.
Well, Madam President, I thought I would follow up on public comment, some comments that were made at a previous meeting that was directed towards MRTSA. And as the follow-up, I spoke directly with the Executive Director, Doug Forrest, and then he in turn connected me with Chief Turkle and Lieutenant Skukit. I'm pronouncing his name correctly. They did send me an email. I can read it to council or briefly summarize it, whichever you would prefer. But in the event occurred in June of last year. So they were reporting that that they felt that the team that was there did not respond to this call adequately. So they were a bit surprised that someone would be making this comment based on something that happened in June of last year. But they responded to a call that a female had fell off a wall into the creek behind the residences on Willow Avenue. Responders arrived on the scene to find a female patient supine in the creek at the bottom of a 10-foot wall. The patient was conscious and alert, but slow to respond, complaining of neck and back pain. Additional resources were requested from Castle Shannon Fire Department and Mount Lebanon Fire Department to create a system to haul the patient up a ladder from the creek to the stretcher waiting above. While EMS evaluated the patient, it was determined that a cervical collar should be placed to maintain inline cervical stabilization. A collar was produced, however, it was a pediatric collar, which while appropriate for the height from the patient's neck size, was not long enough to encompass the patient's neck. It was determined that a manual C-spine stabilization would be maintained until the patient could be extricated via longboard and Stokes basket, and her wet clothing could be removed to allow for better facilitation of an adult-sized collar. The patient was extricated from the creek, up a ladder and across the LRT tracks to a waiting stretcher. The patient was then moved to the ambulance where her wet clothes were removed and an adult-sized cervical collar was placed. All of this is documented in the patient's health care record, which due to patient care privacy cannot be shared with the general public. And they just go on to say that obviously when you're not seeing the entirety of the event, sometimes you assume something that is not correct. So I just wanted to share with council that from all reports, the staff operated and treated the patient correctly.
Thank you very much for that. Ray Clark, anything?
Yes, I do have information. Attended a meeting on April 17th in Heidelberg. There were 2 presentations from energy companies that actually shop energy. As they indicated, the PJM grid is in peril, which is Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, where a lot of our energy comes from for a lot of the surrounding states. So there's legislation that's going to disrupt that in the future. And they indicated that they would come to the borough, do some investigating as to the amount of energy that we use through technology and AI, and see if they can find us a less expensive provider for that energy. So those documents will be passed along to the manager for his information. Next meeting is May 15th at the Borough of West Mifflin at 7 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Allegheny County Southwest Tax Collection, nothing.
Nothing new to report.
Mayor's report.
Yeah, I still have a problem with ordinance number 942. Nowhere in there does it say that the mayor, unless it says that in the ordinance, mayor's salary will be the same as council. Say that in the ordinance?
It just says that it says that the mayor can be paid up to that
I
amount.
know, but I just want to know that I'm not getting that. I thought I wanted it. Okay. In the ordinance, it's the same as council.
That clarify that for you? Thank you.
I have nothing.
Anything else? No? Okay, managers report?
Madam President, I'll just quickly wanted to give some kudos to the Public Works crew. They've done, I think, an outstanding job of the reclamation work down at Lower Hamilton. I think it's coming along quite nicely. It's actually looking like a park now. I'm sure it'll even be that much more spectacular once the grass starts growing down there. I did walk the trail this morning, and the grass seed at Upper Hamilton looks like it's starting to sprout. So I think that'll be coming in and looking quite nice fairly soon. So just wanted to give them a shout out that looks like things are coming along quite nicely. I think they're still cleaning PD while the gentleman is still off. And I believe they're still also cleaning the library while their custodian is off. So
Okay.
they've had a few things going on.
Okay, I noticed, I swung up past the park the other day and it was packed. They had soccer games going on, and there was every parking space on the upper and lower lawn was filled. So I'm sure when it opens officially, there'll be a lot more action. Solicitors report?
I have nothing.
No tax report. I need to hear public comment on non-agenda items. You want to address council, step to the podium and state your name and address and
Jerry Coombs, Belleville Street. Just a quick question about the sidewalk at Ice Castle. Is there going to be any signage placed up there that the sidewalk's closed and no trespassing? Because currently there's people walking around.
I think the signage just came in. We had it ordered, but my
Madam President?
understanding is it came in.
Yeah, signs were ordered. I was alerted late in the day on Friday that they were completed, and I spoke with the Public Works foreman this morning and asked him to go pick them up. So I'm hopeful that they'll be up fairly soon.
And then just one quick comment. I don't know who addresses this, but it was mentioned in these meetings that nobody's allowed to have signs hanging on utility poles. Either side of the entrance to Ice Castle, there's signs nailed to the telephone poles that say entrance to Ice Castle. They've been there for years.
For decades, and we're not going to address it.
Okay. I had one thing I wanted to mention to Paul and ask him of, and I forgot. I know that we have a chicken ordinance and we're not allowed to have roosters. Am I correct?
Right.
We have a rooster that has been crowing vigorously. It looks like it's coming up from somewhere around the Haas house. I don't know. Do you hear any? I mean,
Check into it.
I can hear it from my husband. It's interesting. It doesn't crow real early in the morning where, people would be annoyed. It just crows all afternoon. I mean, it's not offensive, but I know that we're not allowed to have roosters, but, I don't want to be the rooster hater in that borough, but I know that, that there's an ordinance that says no roosters, and this thing is pretty vocal.
Check into it.
But it appears to be somewhere. I tried to drive over there and see if I could corner from where it's coming because, it echoes through the valley, I'm on the other hill. So, but you come out in the beauty shop, you're standing outside, you can hear it crowing. Up at my house, you can hear it crowing. Beth can hear it over at her house crowing. It's a pretty vocal bird. So.
There is a rooster over in Mount Lebanon off of Rockwood.
Off of Rockwood, but that'd be pretty far from me though.
Chief, I can hear it at my house and it's coming from, the brewery.
Okay. Yeah, I know that house in Mount Lebanon has some chickens and a rooster now. I don't think you're allowed with. Well, I know there's a couple houses that have chicken fences in Mount Lebanon, so.
So Jeremy, you've heard it?
What?
You've heard
I hear it every day, yes. And I chuckle every time I hear it.
it? I mean, I don't know that we want to be rooster rangers.
Yeah, it most definitely is coming from,
We got turkeys all over the place, deer all over the.
Yeah, I hear the turkeys gobbling every morning also.
Madam President, it is most definitely coming from the beer distributor, or the brewery. I've been on 88 and have heard it a lot better in that general area. So it's somewhere in that generalized area of the brewery.
And that's what I thought. I think that the Hawes property sort of sticks out for me. So I guess if there's no, I lost my notes here. Okay. Where am I? We have no more old business. Any new business?
Yeah, I got it. Want to recognize Mrs. Lori Miller, who's retiring. This is her last council meeting, and I'm sure she's very happy about that. And she's been here 28 years, retiring. I've been here longer than that, so I remember Lori when she started 28 years ago. We were both a lot younger. I was better looking, but she was always a pretty woman. So, Lori, thanks for 28 years. You've dealt with a lot of people, good and bad, over the years. Because we've had some pretty rough times with some council people at time to time. But I wish you well in your retirement. And, you know, you're only a block away, so you should stop up here once in a while, you know. Of course, I won't be here, so that'll make any difference. But thanks for your 28 years. I love you, and you're a great person.
I was here also before the Lord started. So it's a long haul, but a pleasant one in every moment. And Lori can't be more, a person doesn't exist more cooperative and gracious. So thank you so much. Okay, if there's no further business, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Carries. Thank you so much.
So